Is that what it is?
Testing.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Let us know if you can hear us.
I'm fixing to pull up the sound and see if we can
moving.
find it.
It's moving, yeah.
Finally, yeah.
The thing is moving, so that's a good thing.
The thing is moving.
The thing with the thing.
Keep talking.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
Well, all right.
Okay, we're good.
Cool.
All right, now we got sound.
All right, we got
Yes.
sound again.
Wired for sound. Fantastic.
So what were we talking about?
So anyways,
You have a 5-year streak of not going to Walmart.
Yeah.
that was great. I'm so glad we announced some major news that everybody missed.
Yeah.
You used your flunky to go get
We'll
internet
see y'all at
cables.
WhiskeyFest.
Yeah,
Good night.
see how that was fun. What is going on, Kevin?
It's a Hemingway.
So Kevin said he was going to be pouring some cowboy for this
Ooh.
episode since you were on,
Oh, cool.
There's a
in
good
honor
one.
of your
There's a
Garrison
good one.
Brothers love.
Yeah.
There's a good one.
This year's Cowboy, I presume? Or I haven't tried it this year yet.
I haven't tried it this year yet
140.2? Was that the
That
proof
is
of
it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
10th anniversary.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
So,
I have presents.
Marky.
Presents.
Aw,
Moose
he
cup
brought
for you.
presents.
he didn't wear that Christmas shirt for nothing.
That's right.
I did. Moose cup for you. And moose cup for me, because this is what we're drinking out of. Because
Oh.
We're going to drink out of the
we're drinking out of the moose cups.
Christmas vacation moose cup.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Hell yeah. Then
I
got
thought
some
about
more
it, and I
ones.
was like, you know what? It's a Christmas episode.
Look at this cute
Look
fella.
at that
I
thing.
know.
We got to
6
apply.
ounces. That's what it holds.
That's cool. There we go. We're going to set him right there.
And it will, if you have an LG
Get it.
refrigerator that makes a craft ice ball will fit in here.
Really?
Really?
Yes. I tried it with mine.
Nice.
That's why I
Man,
had to make sure mine had the screwed up edge on it, because I did use one of these already.
I'm just glad to know that you think like that you would test that.
I did.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have thought about
Yeah.
It fits perfectly in there.
Well, I don't drink on ice, you know what I mean?
I normally don't neither, but I know some people tend to on occasion. So, yeah. Oh, the Longhorn, apparently it's Cowboy. Did y'all do a store pick with Cowboy?
it. No.
Oh.
That's where he got it.
Well, I knew that much. I
Yeah.
was just confused.
But, you know, we'll go ahead and let people know that in a very short amount of time, they will see the 2 new barrels from Garrison Brothers showing up. And those are both hazmat.
Yes, they are.
So one is very small, very small, 6 bottles small.
Very
and then the
nice.
other one will have like 42 bottles. So we'll probably do that up drop, I'm sure, on a Saturday or something. And
There you go.
first come, first serve, probably won't last long. And then
like
hopefully we can get out there and pick something with a little bit more juice in it so we can get it on the shelf to hang around for a bit.
Yeah,
So,
It's crazy that their single barrel program, it's not going to yield a whole bunch anyway, but they're always so good.
they're so good, and we were fortunate when we picked those 2. Elena kind of pulled me to the side, gave me a little tip that there were some of those barrels in a certain area that had been used in part of the blending of the Cowboy.
Oh, there you go.
And so
There you go.
That's a good tip.
I thought that, and then Garrison Brothers was a wild experience, and all the different pick trips I've been on, and usually they've curated a certain amount of barrels for you already, and you think like, oh, it'd be awesome to like just have full reign of a rick house to go find whatever you want, and that's what Garrison
Never
was.
had that experience. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like. I'm living vicariously through y'all.
Yeah.
So they give you a drill and the little splinters to hammer back in after you
Nice.
fill up your Glen, but you've got like 100 barrels, and it's like, what?
So you
I literally cannot drill all these
so
barrels.
you literally walk in with a DeWalt and you're just like,
That's it.
interesting.
Can
Yeah.
I just hit them all and just let it flow on me?
But it's like,
Yeah, can I hit like 3 of them?
what if the first 5
trying to
I
be
don't like? And it's like, how many of these can I taste?
Right,
of
at
them?
what point
Yeah.
is it not worth tasting
anymore?
Because you can't?
Yeah. So then I just got the idea. I was like, well, let's lift them and see how much juice is in there. And the one with the least amount of juice is probably pretty hot. And we'll just start there.
That's one way to do
That's a
it.
good pro tip too. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good
we
pro
drilled
tip.
5 barrels, and 2 of the 5 happened to be hazmat.
There
They
you
were
go.
the 2 we picked, and
I
so
like
we'll see.
2 of the 5
Yeah.
were hazmat, and that's
Yeah.
where you went. Good job.
Are they good?
Yeah, I mean,
That's all that matters.
And the bottle we've talked about on here many times, the last barrel that only yielded
Oh,
6
gosh.
bottles at 148.
Yeah, that one
I
was
mean,
ridiculous.
it's as good, if not better, than any Cowboy I'd had.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and that's not demeaning Cowboy by any stretch. I love Cowboy. I love Garrison Brothers. But what's wild with Garrison Brothers is I think a lot of people would say they're one of the more polarizing distilleries, but their market, I mean, like their customer base is growing.
Oh, absolutely.
And the people that get into Garrison Brothers are very serious.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
about
they're
Garrison
loyal
Brothers.
as shit with it.
Yeah,
Like they would literally line up for days.
Yeah.
But
to get their,
being in the social media
specials.
world, there is definitely two sides of the road with Garrison Brothers. There are those that hate it and don't think anything
And
of it.
those that love it,
And those
yeah.
that love it.
And I think some of it, people want to hate it initially, but I think give it a try. It's different. So if what you're expecting is Blanton's,
I haven't
maybe
found
that's
anything with theirs that I don't like, and I've had like the Laguna Madre, the Guadalupe, the Balmorea, the Cowboy.
Laguna Madre.
But I will say,
I hadn't had anything that I didn't like.
I can say I love Garrison Brothers because all the ones you've just named, I absolutely love. The store picks that you've done at Longhorn Liquor, I've absolutely loved. But there were a lot of the 94 proof single barrels that they release as kind of an everyday thing that I just wasn't a fan of. There was it fell flat. It was off profile for me, whatever the case may be. But I will say that one that we popped open at the Matthews Jeweler event, it was a 94 proof single barrel. Great nose, great palate. A little short on the finish. Could have been a little bit better, but at 94 proof, I mean, but overall, for it being proofed down the way it was, it actually turned out pretty good.
I agree with you, and we did. I mean, that was as soon as we both tried it, because I've kind of been the same way. You know, there's a little bit of a price difference between that small batch. Look, both of those are. I like Garrison's base bourbon. Those aren't the bottles I would buy. I mean, just because of the proof, I'm definitely want something. You know,
higher proof.
So, but it was pretty tasty for one of their single barrels, and. Lucky. I mean, since we were pouring it for some people that night, kind of introducing them to the brand, maybe, you know, it's, but that's the good thing about single barrels, you know, I've had good Blanton's, like that's good whiskey.
Yeah.
The very first bottle of Blanton's, the only bottle of Blanton's I've ever bought in my life, because that first bottle's still on my shelf, is terrible.
Really? What year
is
it?
I mean, I don't know. I bought it back in probably end of 2019, first part of 2020. I didn't care for it, and so I never bought another one. And but that's what makes those single barrels unique.
Oh yeah,
so,
definitely.
But
I think my mom's sweet tea is lighter than this Cowboy bourbon. Those Cowboys come out dark.
Yeah,
they do come out dark.
They do come out dark. I mean, Garrison stuff, man, is like
it's dark
coffee. Black. It's insane. I mean, we've always talked like Balcones. I mean, that's kind of par for the course for Texas whiskey, but there's something with their stuff. It is dark, but
Lord. Yeah.
I heard a
pop.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yep, everybody heard a pop.
Bloop, bloop.
Pop, pop, pop. Would you like one more?
Yeah, just up to the nostrils.
Up to the nostrils. That's a lot.
No, the bottom nostrils.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's good.
I can't believe we're drinking out of these things.
Wow, it can't be no worse than the episode we did where it was all the weird glasses. Yeah.
I do feel kind of silly, if I'm being honest.
It's okay, you can feel silly. So it's not every day we get to pour something that you have not had.
Yeah, that's
I heard
true.
you had not had this. I was super excited when I heard you hadn't had it because I love it. Bucky loved it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good. Angel's Envy Triple Oak.
Now, are they still doing at 86 proof, or is it got a little bit more proof?
This one's 92.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
it was a little bit higher proof. Yeah, a little bit higher proof. Hey, you're doing it right too. The nose is supposed to face out. I did learn that. I went back and watched the movie last night.
Well, it'd be weird if I couldn't have him facing me.
Put my finger in his nostril.
Right here.
My finger in his nose.
Gives you good grip.
Very nice.
I thought it would be a very good cigar batch, and I'm kind of glad they didn't go the cigar batch route, which a lot of companies do for marketing terms. But
Yeah.
I thought it would make a very good pairing with just about any cigar, really.
I think so too.
And what were the 3 different casks? on this one?
Hungarian.
Hungarian. I don't know if I've ever had anything in a Hungarian oak.
Yeah.
Chinapin and French.
Interesting.
with the 3 casks that were used.
Thought it turned out really well.
It's got a good balance to it. I think they did a good job with these 3 oaks. You know. Not bad.
That's good.
It's good.
Good. Mm-hmm. I love when he
Yeah.
makes that face and says it's good.
Yeah.
That's when I know I'm like,
So are
okay.
you much of an Angels Envy fan in general? Like their
Yeah,
single
when I-
barrels or their regular?
When I first got into whiskey, late 2019, I'd tried the Angel's Envy Rye first, and instantly that was so much different than anything else I had tried, and even more different than any rye whiskey I'd ever tried. And so I liked it immediately. I mean, they had those sweet, kind of fall desserty, mapley type, heavy on that. I have grown a little bit where I'm not like the Amberana is good, but I can do it in small. Like the one we do with RD1, I thought that was a great bottle.
Yeah, it was a good one.
But I can't drink a whole lot of that in one setting. Like one glass, I'm good, and but yeah, I think that's very good. I'd like to, even if it had maybe 12 to 15 more proof points, a little bit more on it, but very good flavor profile. That's interesting, and kind of good little segue to. I mean, I'm sure people that have paid attention on social media see the post you made with Barry, but talking about the Hungarian oak and the whatever that other word he said, Chinkapin.
Yeah.
Chinkapin.
Yeah,
We
something
really
like
couldn't
that.
figure out
We
how
can't
to
figure it out.
It's something along those
But
lines.
it is pretty wild, like how much flavor the Amberana can really impart onto a whiskey. So can you get some, using those different, and obviously a lot of people probably listen to this if they haven't really been keeping up. I know the Hemingways for sure probably know about the Wood Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
that
Dr.
RD1
Wood.
has.
Dr. Wood.
Yeah, Dr. Wood, and that's really what he's doing is sourcing these woods from all over the globe to see how they interact with whiskey. And so if you can get something because Amberana is strong, it really imparts a very heavy profile onto
Yes, it
there.
does.
And so if you get other species of oak that can have that much, enhancement of the flavor profile, but on a different scale,
Right.
maybe depending whether it's spice or whatever those flavors lead to. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, and they're doing some really cool stuff. Like I've seen a bunch of different labels and stuff pop up that they're experimenting with, and I'm excited to have RD1 out at Southeast Texas
That is
Whiskey
gonna be
Fest.
cool.
Barry Brenniger, co-founder and National Brown Rep, along with Dr. Wood, will both be out at Whiskey Fest in January.
Dude, can we get ready to do the pre-show?
Maybe.
Let's figure
Maybe.
that one
Let's
out.
see if he can
I
come
like listening to Barry talk. He's a good dude, very knowledgeable.
Well, I think
knows his
anybody
craft.
that has been listening to y'all or seen me on here before, I'm always talking about my affinity for things that are different and pushing the boundaries of what people kind of. And I think that's what RD1 represents.
He does a
I mean,
maple one that's really good too.
Yeah, the maple French oak
that-
finish.
yeah.
It's one of my
It's-
favorites from them.
It's so good too,
And it's really good at cast strength,
yeah.
by the way.
So we're for those of y'all that don't know, we did when we were up there a couple months ago, got to have dinner with Barry, and he brought a couple of wild bottles along just to see if there was anything that we'd be interested in picking, and literally a one-off barrel. He had to get a TTB label approved.
Oh, wow.
So for us to get it, we're still not sure that we're going to have the barrel in by Whiskey Fest. I've been told that we will have sample bottles though for people to taste this juice that's going to be coming.
go.
But
There you go.
it was finished in a blackberry wine barrel, and it was look. I went in there with the whole idea of getting the maple because I felt like that's maybe what we should have done the first time. Although I was happy with the Amberana, and it worked out well because I thought the Amberana would have sold well.
Yeah.
And Amberana's kind of been at this peak, especially with like Penelope Rio and
absolutely.
stuff. So, and then kind of do that maple 1 second, and then when it was like, well, this is a complete one, like that's not available anywhere else in the entire country.
So you're the only one that has tasted this.
Yes.
Can you give us any idea of what we should expect when this bottle shows up?
I just it kind of what you get with what RD1's doing, and going back to that maple and the French oak, like it's like Eggo waffles. Like, it's just, how does putting wood in a barrel make it taste like Eggo waffles? You know,
No,
and so
it
this
does.
is being a wine. I mean, obviously, it's going to be more to the fruity side than it is the decadent side, but just a flavor bomb it's a flavor bomb, and I'm super excited for people to get that. And I love things that are rare and wild. I mean, everybody after your tater bottles and the rare bottles, like this is literally, there's going to be 150 to 200 bottles of this stuff in existence, and that's it.
That's it.
So
I'm excited.
yeah, we're really excited to have them out there. We've really gotten a good relationship with that guy, and I think they're doing interesting stuff. So support each other, and hopefully that continues to grow.
So with him being out there, can you talk a little bit about the master classes that are going to be going on? I know he's hosting one. We haven't yet announced who's hosting the second one.
Yeah, so we're going to, and I think a good way for, we're going to have 2 classes, okay, is pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. I'm trying to look at the schedule to see what we think works best. Idea I'm pitching around right now is have one run up to the beginning of the VIP hour, so anybody in that class would hold the VIP ticket. And then when that class is finished, they would be able to go straight onto the floor, and then maybe start in that class with another class at 5 o'clock. Let it run till 6 o'clock for GA ticket holders.
There you go.
And then the GA ticket holders can go straight onto the floor once they come out of the class.
There you go.
You know, and so I think to be able to offer those experiences, kind of, you know, especially for like Barry and the Dr. Wood Doctor, whatever you want to call him, whatever his moniker is. Like, I think I've had a conversation with those two, and I was very, like, just locked in and entrenched in what they were saying, because you can see the passion really coming through, and they're trying to do things different, and they're trying to figure it out, and they're experimenting, and it's cool to see people be that innovative. There's nothing wrong with some of these old distilleries that have been around doing it for 200 years, just putting out the same product, but even then you see everybody's innovating, you know, to a degree. I think
that's what I love about the community the most, is the fact that you can go from the old tradition all the way to this new school mindset. And there's the whole gambit that you can run through and find exactly what you want.
There's no
headbutting either.
Headbutting between any of it, whether that's me and Roy or me and you as whiskey lovers, or from what I've gotten a chance to learn is along those same lines, like distillers, master distillers, blenders. There's not a whole lot, whether you're new school or old school, they're all just like one big happy family for the most part.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that it kind of, you can blend all of that together.
Yeah, I think they're, and even in Texas, I know, like, 2 of my favorite distillers, everybody knows, Andalusia and Balcones. I know they're very friendly with each other and sharing ideas, and hadn't
made it to Balcones yet.
I think that's good for everybody to kind of support each other, especially those guys that are predominantly in the American single malt category. You know, any, you know, kind of propping up that category is going to help everybody in the long run.
There's an article in Forbes that says it's an official category now.
It is. That is true. Yeah. That happened a couple years ago, but, you know, a lot of talk about it becoming like this next big thing in whiskey, and again, y'all know I'm one of the biggest American single malt fans that there is.
Speak of the devil, though. Mr. Barry Brenniger is in the comments.
Oh, Barry Brenniger.
There you go.
My gosh.
Well, thank you for tuning in, Barry. We can't wait to have you out there.
We're
all excited.
Yes.
Absolutely, Barry. Thank you so much. I was just retelling our story of dinner. And so it's WhiskeyFest, you know, each year, you know, going back to the first year and me coming on here, it's we get through the first year and it's like hard to kind of look back and be like, wow, that worked. Like, you know, and
that actually worked.
But it's like, how do you get better going into year 2 and little tweaks and stuff? And
you guys are batting 1,000 right now. That's the sad part about it. I mean, you're 2 for 2 going into year 3, and it's
right. And it's like, so how do you raise the stakes for year 3? Well, you go get Barry Brenniger and Dr. Wood, and that's how you do it, and you bring a lot of validation to what we're trying to do down here, and not only for the festival itself, but the attendees, because that's one thing we continue to hear. I mean, how the attendees and how into the products they are, and asking questions, and genuinely interested in what these people are doing, and if we can kind of keep all that together, and have these awesome rock star like name people in the world like Barry Berniger and Dr. Wood, and have them come to our festival.
Like even last year with Donis Todd, I mean.
Oh, yeah. To have Donis, and there's a lot of people that they may be more into the Kentucky bourbon. They don't know who Donis Todd is, but for us, it's a big deal, and
believe me, I have a bottle signed by the man. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
there's only 2 signed bottles of whiskey in my entire property, and one of them is Donis Todd.
Yeah.
So I genuinely want to thank Barry for taking the time out of his schedule to make, I know he's a busy man.
He's a very busy man.
I follow him on Facebook, and I thought I was busy, but
he's all over.
He is nonstop.
You constantly see where he's going from here to here, leaving here to here.
Yeah.
New flight to Miami, going home to see the wife for a day or two, and then he's in California, and then it's
that man.
He deals with more airports in 1 week than I want to in a year.
Hopefully, he's like on the TSA like fast pass.
I would love to see what his frequent flyer miles looks like. That's what I want to see. Show me that number.
Yeah.
I care less where you travel. Let me see how many miles you got built up.
Real quick, Michael Perez, thank you for tuning in.
Hey.
Can't wait for this year's WhiskeyFest.
Cannot.
But Warwagon will be back out there as well.
Warwagon will be back.
Yes, absolutely.
So, who's going to be the Saturday night entertainment this year? Because I've heard that one of our fan favorites is not going to be back out.
No, Pug Johnson, who we've had the last 2 years. I love Pug. We're friends.
He's fixing to blow up. I think he's in Nashville right now doing some stuff.
He's been doing some big stuff.
He's seen a little bit, Pug's been at the game for a while, and it's a grind, and he's been grinding, and he's such a professional, and he's gotten a little bit of headway, and getting seen by some people that can help him get the places he wants to get, and so nothing but the best of luck to him. But we just went in a little bit different direction. I thought it was also time we had we throw a beach party every year, and we've had Pug at that event, so I had to find a replacement this past year, and called on another old friend out of Houston, and they came down to the beach, and they were as good as I remember them back then. Everybody had a great time, specifically, Mike and Dennis, and so we thought this would be a great opportunity to showcase them to the people of WhiskeyFest. So a little bit different style band, Pug's kind of more, that honky tonk kind of. And this is going to be a little bit more Southern rock.
There you go.
And so they're called the New Offenders. They're led by a guy named Hunter McKithen, the lead guitarist, T. Ray Porch. I mean, just a fantastic guitarist. Really excited for people to get to see them. And then opening for them will be a local favorite, somebody I've become really good friends with, Ethan Osborne. And so we're excited to
good stuff.
Yeah, we're excited to have Ethan open up this year for Hunter and the New Offenders, and then for the Friday night show. I know a lot of people, won't be able to get into that event, so I'm not trying to rub salt in the wounds. But got a great act for that night, Andrew Duhan out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and so really excited about the music. I mean, to me, that's one thing that kind of separates this festival from a lot of other festivals that we talk about, is that aspect of music. I mean, music's so important in my life at all. I mean, a lot of people's lives, but it's like I like good whiskey and want to bring that to the world, I mean, and so like I like a lot of music that you're not going to hear on the radio, and so if I can introduce those to people as well, it's always fun. But,
absolutely. And that was one of the better parts of the night. I know everybody wants to be inside and roaming around and drinking whiskey, but one of the better parts of the night was going outside, listening to the music, sitting, having a little bite to eat. Then we roamed over to Warwagon. We smoked a cigar, got to listen to some more music. So, I mean, that's one of the better parts of the night, where you can just kind of hang out and listen to some cool music and enjoy a cigar or some food.
Yeah, and I agree, and I could see where some people would say, well, I bought the ticket to do the festival. I'm going to make sure I get to, just try to split it up, spend some time out there. It's a good way to relax. I mean, that's a lot to do inside. You probably could use a break
Yes,
at some
100%.
point. Break it up to the first half and the second half. And so, yeah, go out there. I had a blast out there. I mean, obviously, we're hoping the weather agrees. I mean,
Yes.
last year it poured its ass off up to about 3 o'clock that afternoon. And I was so worried that, and it just cleared up, and it ended up being a fantastic weekend. We've been blessed with great weather the first 2 years, and hopefully that will continue.
Ethan is awesome. I watched him grow up. Great guy.
There you go.
And I'm not dressing as Bevo, just for the record.
Well, I wouldn't say
that
never.
is not the special guest number 2. It is not me as Bevo.
There is
Although I work for
something
Longhorn.
that's coming that you're going to have to wear because of, yeah.
I considered Ethan also as, I love that kid. He's just got a band together. They're working on getting a little bit tighter, and so I think anybody that comes to WhiskeyFest every year, they're going to see more of Ethan Osborne with us. Love supporting the local. So
We got Jake sighting. Jake's been graduation celebration all weekend.
Yes, real quick, congratulations to Sarah.
Yes.
She got her master's in social work. That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations to her. Couldn't be more happy for you and your family.
Congrats, Sarah.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, what's in the stocking?
I brought Christmas presents.
Did you?
It's a stocking stuffer sampler
Bonanza?
extravaganza.
Everybody brought presents but me.
Yeah, well, we don't really expect much from you.
No.
Good.
My
plan has worked.
You give us the greatest gift of all by being in
That's
studio,
right.
Mike.
You're our most repeat guest
God,
ever. I feel like
yes.
we need to get you we talked about like a gold jacket or
Something.
I like a Ohio State helmet. I'll put a little sticker.
Yeah,
There you go.
go.
There you go.
What we initially, I think what we finally agreed on was a toilet seat, and it was going to say you're the shit.
Yeah.
And we would just sign it for you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Toilet seat. Fantastic.
Man, that was
Sarah, yes.
really good bottle. The Angels.
Good.
Yes,
Glad you
enjoyed that.
that is a very good one.
Glad you liked it.
Is that and Bucky can tell you this, some new products that make their way into the store I may not necessarily catch right. Is that, allocated or?
No, it's not. I don't think it is because I found it in a small. I'll be full disclosure with you. I found it in a small liquor store on the Strand in Galveston.
Yeah.
Is where I found it. Paid about $75 a bottle for it. Not too terrible.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't know if, are they trying to add that to the core lineup? Or,
I'm not
I
100%
don't
sure.
know neither. I was fixing to say it came out.
I bet I like the regular.
I had seen some
that's
stuff
better
on
than
it, and
the regular.
price point
Yeah.
was right and all that because their rise right around 100, 105, somewhere in there.
That's what I think on those, because I remember when I first got into whiskey and then started getting into some of the single malts, the Mizunara. Why you didn't see more of that was because, it's a rare tree and it's so much more expensive.
Yeah.
And so.
Holiday soft red wheat, that's a good bottle too. It's a very
Yeah.
good bottle.
Yeah, you hear a lot about that holidays. In different things. I see it on social medias and in conversation. People are constantly talking. That's when somebody's probably onto something good when you got multiple
absolutely
outlets talking about it. So
absolutely.
I think you got to be honest. You got to make an honest product these days. You can't.
Yeah. And especially with social media and the outreach that most people have to get most available bourbons. I know state to state in-store selections are going to be different. Some are going to have more, some are going to have less. But there are more and more direct-to-consumer outlets now. So, if you're not making an honest product, all it takes is a few of these big names in social media to get a hold of it and go, nope, that ain't it.
Yeah.
And that could legitimately be the end of you. The internet, it's across the board, whether that's sports, celebrities, whiskey's no different.
I'm under the opinion sometimes that I think that's just the whole goal is to get a celebrity on board, get a bunch of stuff to market, get very aggressive with the sales tactics, and get it out into the stores, and then you pretty much just abandon it and just. We see it happen all the time, whether that was the intention or not. But.
Let's see. Well, you don't have to make an honest product, but if you don't, you're going to get called out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well.
But so we can do a quick intermission if everybody's empty.
Yeah.
And I don't know how y'all want to handle this, but I figured everybody would just grab a sample.
Oh, God, it's one of those things?
So I will tell you.
Here, I'll close my eyes.
There are 2 single
Don't do that because he'll want to play What's in Your Mouth if you shut your eyes. I can tell you right now.
No, I got burned last time I did that.
That's how he works. If your eyes are shut, he's going to want to turn out the lights and play What's in Your Mouth.
There are 2 single malts in here.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So just kind of.
Oh.
Can we trade?
All right, yeah. So one trade. Once so everybody pick one. We'll go through it. If you want to do one trade, you can.
Are they labeled?
Yes, they are labeled.
They are labeled.
So I just grabbed random samples.
This is fun.
Out of my house that everybody has sent me over the year. And what better way to get rid of stuff?
Ooh, I like mine.
Oh.
So you're not trading?
I don't know, maybe. Peerless Toasted.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
one.
what I got. What'd you get?
Oh, that's Penelope.
22302.
So it's one of their better batches that they've come out with. And it was, so that's just a straight pour of the 22302 that they came out. It ended up being, I think, part of it ended up being a part of the 9-year, but it was a batch that everybody just loved. And, well, that was sent to me. I'll just say that.
So we'll do it like this then.
And I got Little Book Infinite.
Since you're our guest, if you want to trade, we'll let you start the trading. If you want to stick with what you got, you can stick with what you got. Keep in mind, you only get one trade.
What's the proof on this?
I got a 109.4 on that. He's got a 119.3.
Have you had the Infinite?
No.
It's a rye. It's rye. No, this one is not the rye base. No, but it's good. It's up to you.
Oh, okay, I'm going to stick with this.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with it.
Really? Do you want to trade?
No, I'm going to stick with mine. I was kind of excited when I saw Peerless. I was kind of excited with the Peerless. Not going to lie one bit. Because their double oaked is really good.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine what this toast is going to be like.
It's so dark.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
It's almost midnight.
And there's still a little left if you do want to try this later.
I figured you'd do that for me.
I mean, I didn't think we'd all pour up the entire sample bottle.
No.
There's
I got to drive back to Needland.
Right?
All right.
All right, so Penelope batch 22302.
Okay.
22302. Nice little, straw.
Good copper. Oh, good Lord.
That toasted is good.
That toasted is good on the nose. Jesus Christ.
What are y'all experiencing? It smells a little oaky, too. No age statement on this one?
They don't really age state a whole lot of stuff unless it's that 9-year product, and then their American Light whiskey as well. But it's their 4-grain batch together.
There's not a whole lot of ethanol burn on the nose with 109 on this one. Really not. That toasted though it's very similar to what we had Friday night with the Penelope marshmallow toasted.
Oh yeah,
I get that kind of similar nose to it.
I think I like that one a lot. That toasted is really good.
I'll try it.
This definitely has some proof on it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
This is very good.
Good job.
Nutty. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
a little bit of cinnamon. Very nutty. Wow. Man, that is excellent.
This to me, this just screams Beam. That.
Which there's the
nutty,
really nutty. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just if you know what the Beam profile is, this screams I am Beam.
Yeah.
I get bread off of that. That's bread.
Bread?
It's like a sourdough type bread.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Penelope.
It's kind of bready. I like that one.
And whoever sent that to Bucky.
Yeah, really.
Yes, that Peerless did come from our Chicago friend. Cheers to him.
He's enjoying his fancy glass.
We're all enjoying the fancy glass.
Yeah, that Peerless is...
Well, it seems like everybody liked their first gift.
So far,
very
yeah.
much so.
So far.
Whoa.
All uploaded at once. Mm-hmm. Infinite definitely being profile peanut butter cookies in a bottle.
Yes, it is 100%.
Okay. I can see that.
What's that one?
The Infinite. It is just it is like beam upped a notch because it's 119 proof.
I mean, he just said peanut butter cookies, and I got excited.
That's awesome.
I don't like sweets.
Your inner fat child got
peanut butter cookie. Will,
peanut butter cookies. Yeah.
I'll make my eyes light up.
There you go. All right. So since I drew first on that one, if you want to draw, you can draw first.
That's fine.
And we'll just go this way. So draw your package. Okay. Michael.
Get that one.
Oh, are you? Since they all look the same.
They all look the same. Yeah, you're gonna get that one.
It had more truck on it.
Oh, is that what
truck,
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Michael's got his.
All right.
I'm going right here just because it's got the biggest.
Secret whiskey bottle number 2. The taping job is already much easier to undo on this one.
Does anybody want to trade?
Hang on a second. I don't know. Oh,
Uh-oh.
is that the limestone?
Yeah, that is Limestone Farms.
Okay.
Oh, let me.
This gentleman emailed the show.
Yeah.
No, I will not be trading.
Which one did you get?
What did you get?
Garrison Brothers Ladybird.
Oh. Mike's like, nope.
Yeah. And I will be drinking this whole sample.
Okay. Same room.
Yeah.
So I got Fred Minnick's Bourbon of the Year for 2024.
The
Smoke Eye Hill barrel proof.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you had that?
And you don't like it, I'm assuming.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
Okay.
All right, I'll save you some Ladybird if you send me some.
I'll definitely say.
What you got?
I got the Limestone
Farms.
Farms small batch
Cool.
at 113 proof.
And where are they out of?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Craft or kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
do they have
gonna be
distribution into Texas or?
So right now, from what I understand, most of their stuff is direct to consumer.
Oh, okay.
They're just getting started. They are sourcing for the moment, but they have plans to build out a massive distillery and like hotel and event center, and
They're doing the whole nine.
it's going to be like a big thing.
Nice.
So I did include 2 of their samples in this.
Okay.
The 2 that I included were the better of what we were sent.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of their bloodlines.
Okay. Yeah, you and I talked
think
about that because y'all did it on Sips.
I think that was kind of the consensus with a lot of online people.
Got you.
So it's really hard to get
Yeah.
the full effect.
Oh.
That Smoke Eye Hill ain't it? Yeah, I had, and that's the messed up part about it being like number 1 on a Fred Minnick list.
Yeah.
Is you've got these high expectations, and then our good buddy Chuck gave me this sample, and it wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't what I expected. Like, it's not the George T. Stagg or the William LaRue Weller Killer. What do you think?
A little grassy. Wow. A little grassy. Not gonna lie.
I'm winning right now, fellas.
He said I'm winning.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's
fantastic.
It's a little grassy to me. It kind of reminds me of Whistle Pig.
A little grassy,
Yeah,
little whistle piggy.
little whistle.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's not bad. Would I rush out and buy it? Probably not.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But I mean, it's okay.
I would like to know y'all's thoughts before we get like
Too
too
deep into
far
this?
and
Yeah.
anybody kind of starts to lose a little bit of palate.
I got any waters?
I wouldn't drink that water.
Yeah, that could have been out for a little bit.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can pour you a little bit of
Roy, I mean,
my
or
big
one of us
gigantic
can.
ice bucket thingy.
So I'm not familiar with this brand at all.
They're out of Colorado, I think.
Okay. Smoke Eye.
I want to say they sourced it, but it comes in at 131 proof.
Okay.
Fred Minnick said it was a Weller or a George T. Stagg Killer, and Roy can let me
Those
try
are,
it.
yeah, he used those words?
Interesting.
Go ahead, Fred.
Go ahead, Fred. Go ahead. Get
I
down.
guess that black label is in for a treat. That one, I grabbed all the random ones. I did not bring the black label. I realized it was still sitting on the bed after I wrapped all the presents, and there were already way too many.
I like the nose.
It does have
It's
a good
not,
nose.
and don't get me wrong, it's not bad in any way, shape, or form. But I was shocked that it won Whiskey of the Year or Bourbon of the Year, whatever he called it. Like, it just didn't blow me away like I thought it was going to.
It's good.
And it's
but I
hot.
don't- I
Like,
don't
it
think
drinks hot, for me at least.
No, it's good. I mean, do I think it's I'd put it probably in a top 10. I don't know if I'd necessarily make it number 1, but it'd probably make a top 10.
What do you think?
It's pretty good. I like it.
It goes down pretty smooth for the proof it is.
It's unique. A little thin on body, but the heat, like my tongue is.
That's got a good heat
Yeah,
to it.
I mean,
It
it hangs
definitely-
around.
You would guess 125 plus on the proof.
Yeah.
It doesn't hide it.
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, those lists are fun.
Well, yeah,
you know,
that's what they are.
But I think Fred would be the first to admit he's not tried nearly all the the whiskeys. You know
Right.
that I think I'm assuming they're a craft distillery out of Colorado. I've never heard about them. I'm pretty sure they don't get distributed into Texas. So I think if you go
Oh, hey, buddy.
all around,
you are
We got a
here.
John sighting.
you know,
Here you go.
Texas, Colorado. You know, I mean, there's just so many cool distilleries popping up
Those are
everywhere.
all. That's
you know,
the two.
Pacific Northwest. You know, with like
Outs-
having Westland
yeah.
and Westward
Right,
and
exactly.
places
But
like that.
outside-
If you want to mic
Kentucky
in, you can. There's
and
the
Tennessee.
cable and all that.
Yeah.
Just
The two
Run
that
it.
we talk about the most are probably Texas,
There you go.
obviously.
Yeah.
And then
Pull
Colorado
Mike
is
out of the
always a
box.
close second. Just because there's so many good things coming out of there
Yeah.
with 10th Mountain, 291, and
Yeah.
some of their stuff is just phenomenal. And they're not afraid to take chances with the Aspen Oak and
10th
you know,
Mountain single malts really
what
good.
all that stuff. But and 10th Mountain, their single oak at 100 or single malt at 133 proof was
Yeah, I want to do
what
a.
I call is not bad.
What's up, John?
What's up, Mike?
How are you, sir? Long time no see.
I'm done.
I'd love to set up we've talked about it, but as many times going to Kentucky, like to do like a pick trip in Colorado would be super fun. I mean, it's bigger state, probably. I mean, getting around would be a little bit
A little
more,
bit.
need
Yeah,
more
you go to
logistics.
Kentucky and it's like a triangle. You can just hit all
Yeah,
three.
Yeah.
Bardstown and
within a
like
couple hours.
Lexington and Louisville. You're
Yeah, right
everywhere you
there.
need to be. So,
Um,
yeah, I mean I like interesting. That doesn't taste like
No, it's very
Right.
interesting for sure.
in much that I've tried before.
No,
So
absolutely.
I do like that aspect of it. Anything that provides a punch like that. I mean, I'm assuming is it aged? Do they have age-stated stuff, or how long they've been around?
I don't know a whole lot about them either. I
Yeah.
tried to go to their website. There apparently wasn't one at the time.
Yeah.
It brought me to some site that was trying to sell me
Hey,
a bottle.
adjust the
Yeah.
video.
But I don't know a whole lot about it, and I really don't think anybody did. To be completely honest with
Now-
you, until
your
it
volume
won
up, too.
number one bourbon or whiskey or whatever
Now,
it
I know
was.
on one of those lists that I see or hear somebody tell me Russell's 15 won Whiskey of the Year or Bourbon of the Year.
Oh, that
think
may
it
have been
was
Breaking
on-
Bourbon because
yeah.
they just came out with theirs.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I think so.
I know, I mean, the Campari group that has, Wild Turkey, that's one
So-
thing we wanted to talk, a little segue here, but
Yep.
they will be sampling out Russell's 15 at Whiskey Fest
really?
this year.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Breaking news: Russell's 15 will be an available sample at WhiskeyFest.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yes,
So-
it did. Russell's 15, number one whiskey of 2024 for Breaking Bourbon.
Perfect. I like Breaking Bourbon too.
Oh, I love those guys.
I like that they just kind of
Yeah.
give you the facts, all the stats, your specs
Yeah.
you're looking at, and for the most part, I like the reviews.
So I wasn't a big fan of it. Eric brought us a sample. He brought a few samples, but that was one of them. For me, I could, and I hate saying this, but for me, it wasn't a $250 bottle.
Yeah.
No. I agree.
I would
with you
much
on
rather.
that.
I'd go grab a Russell's 10 or a 13,
Right.
for
Yeah.
half the price.
Yeah. I just, I think, from our point of view, we're trying to put a value on it. Like, what would we pay this over this
Right.
or this for
Right.
these bottles? Obviously from the store, I'm sure it's just they don't have a ton of 15-year stock and, need to But yeah, that's the way. You know, it's hard for me to justify that price probably for a lot of bottles. You know,
Jake.
So
You think we have VIP?
I've never tried the Russell's 15, so I don't have a. You know,
We may have some left.
I'll be at WhiskeyFest.
All those
so maybe,
sample bottles over there.
Oh, yeah. There's some in there, I'm sure. We'll
See, and
figure
Kevin
it
said
out.
the same thing. Russell Reserve 13 is the winner. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it because it's
And
made
then how about where's the because they came out with single Rick House.
right. Where do you
know.
put that? And
I think sometimes
Just-
people they try to do too many cute things
Yeah.
on the single Rick House or like
And that's
EA
one I
Taylor
haven't
does
had
like
yet.
Warehouse C.
Right.
And most of it in Warehouse C.
Yeah.
So
but now one I can say that I notice a difference in is Coy Hill.
yeah.
With Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Because everything I've had that's come out of Coy Hill or the Coy Hill releases have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And if I could do a single barrel pick out of Coy Hill,
Yeah.
I'd be all of.
15 on it, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
like that's one of the warehouses that have just been, for me, every one of them's been a hit, like a
Yeah.
banger. Like it's there, you can't miss out of there.
Jack Daniels whiskey is so good at higher proofs.
Yes, it's
the
phenomenal.
rye is fantastic. Even
Yeah.
the gold label single barrel
Oh,
proof,
yeah.
they're fantastic. So much banana on a lot of
Yeah,
those.
and I was shocked at how good because I hadn't had the Jack Daniels rye until this past year when I bought my first single barrel proof rye, and it just blew me away. Like I was shocked to have something like that coming out of Tennessee, and it was that good of a rye.
Right.
But
John, would you like anything to drink, sir?
No, I'm okay right now.
15 is whiskey of the year, I'm afraid. Yes,
That's pretty good.
we were just talking about.
It's
that.
not
Thanks
bad.
for tuning in,
It's,
bud.
it's got a little funky note on it.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something about it that just
Which
didn't
I like.
play well with me.
I had a customer of ours over last night, and we were drinking some single malts, and we were talking about that. You know, sometimes we use these words that most people would automatically go, have a negative
that's bad,
connotation,
yeah.
but it doesn't.
Like funky.
Like
No,
funky to me means good.
Good,
Like
right.
it's, yeah.
No,
So-
because I want some funk, and I
Yeah.
want like some of those old dusty notes on some of the things that I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to
And that's what we were talking about, like on the single malts last night. Some, they have a distinct mustiness to them. I said, well, most people would say
Heroes Rock
that's
Out
bad,
before.
but yeah, that's good.
So can I say I love that Buxton Brewing hat?
oh, thank you. Yeah,
I tell him every time he wears it,
That's
I need
nice.
that hat.
man, it's my newest hat from them, and so
Hey,
I
are
wore
you
that
ready?
to, I thought it'd be appropriate since, if people don't know that they were there last year, again, we talked about the music tent and the people coming to play music, but one of my favorite additions from year one to year two was Buxton Brewing being a part of Southeast Texas Whiskey Fest.
Right.
Those people are so great over there. Randy Edwards is just an amazing human being. The decisions they make, like this stuff I've been seeing what they do with the main Cousins Maine seafood or whatever, where this food truck, does the lobster rolls and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I saw
And
those. Are
dude,
they?
that place is
I wanna
packed.
get one.
So
Like,
Tyler does not know the contraption you're drinking out of right now. Apparently, he's
So,
never seen National
Roy
Lampoon's
got us
Christmas
all
Vacation.
of the Wally, the
The Wally Moose.
Wally Moose
Yes.
mugs off
Yeah.
of National
Christmas
Lampoon's
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
And it matches my shirt, too. I have a Christmas Vacation T-shirt on right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it literally says,
Oh, nice.
But
Merry
this is-
Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss your ass, kiss his ass, Happy Hanukkah.
But
Nice.
this is the glass that he drinks eggnog out of
Yeah.
during the
Of
Christmas
course.
party.
with his famous line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The rant, as it's called.
So,
So good. So funny.
since you broke a little bit of news about Russell's Reserve 15 being available out at Whiskey Fest, we've kind of skirted around this masterclass number 2.
Oh, yeah, we did skirt around.
Yeah.
Are you up for breaking a little bit more news, or
Yeah.
do we want to keep that?
No, we'll go ahead and talk about that.
We're all like-
yeah.
So, for those of you that follow me personally on Facebook, I posted a little bit of a teaser photo. If you look closely at the Southeast Texas Whiskey logo, there's something on the side of it.
I saw that.
With no further ado,
Yes.
Mr. Michael Wright,
There you go.
please
Yeah.
tell us who the second class will be hosted by.
So every year, for those y'all again that have not been to the Friday night sponsorship dinner, we we kind of highlight one brand that night, and they bring in a dignitary last year, as we talked about earlier. Donis Todd came in from Garrison Brothers, and Garrison had that spotlight on Friday night, and it was just fantastic. Year one, we did the national brand ambassador for Old Forester came in, and so we just wanted to keep it, and you start with a couple of heavy hitters. You got to make sure you follow up with a heavy hitter in year three, yeah. And so I'm pleased to announce our doing the highlight of the sponsors dinner on Friday night. We'll be doing a master class on Saturday. During the beginning of WhiskeyFest, that schedule yet to come.
There you go.
But he will be at the booth on Saturday as well, and he'll be at the Four Roses booth. That's Mr. Brent Elliott, the master distiller of Four Roses.
Four Roses.
Yeah.
Is going to be at Southeast Texas Whiskey Fest.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we have some, with as much as we've connected with the whiskey community, I mean, everybody's got their favorite brands, and so you get these people that are all, but we have some true geeky fans of Four Roses.
Yes,
well, they're so unique in the way they're doing, with the different mash bills and the yeast strains and all. Like it's definitely a cult-like following for Kentucky bourbon.
Sure. And they're doing such awesome things out at Four Roses. And I love the fact that they're now going to start releasing their single barrels with the different recipes. They started with 2, I think, this year. They'll do 2 next year. So that's exciting. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The way they're able to do that. We talked about innovation earlier.
Yeah.
Is it true innovation in the style of finishing or whatever? Probably not. But to have 10, I guess 11 or 12 different recipes at this point, like that's really cool. And they all do come out with different flavor profiles. And I love the fact that they're highlighting that.
Yeah. I love they're doing it like nobody else.
Yeah.
And they have a true niche there. And the first couple years we did barrel picks out there. You actually pick at their bottling facility, and they got a little gift shop there. But for the most part, there's not much going on there at Cox Creek as far as from a visitor's experience. But this past couple months ago, we actually went to the distillery in Lawrenceburg, and just beautiful. I mean, just the architecture and that old Spanish kind of flair that they have there, just fantastic. And to be able to following up on year 2, and to be able to bring not only Brent Elliott, but to have Barry Berniger and those two guys come, and people to get the chance to go sit in with those guys and learn what makes them tick and how their brain works. Like, what more of an experience could you really want?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to have somebody like Brent Elliott, the master distiller for Four Roses,
that's a good one,
out there. So obviously Barry and Dr. Wood, there's a kind of a set thing that you can think of that would be a part of that class. Finishing, their research with wood and all of these things. Do we have any idea of what Brent Elliott's class will it be a blending class? Is he just going to kind of do what he wants to do and let him go to town?
I'm sure it's probably going to take more, probably a little bit of history and kind of telling people how the different recipes came about, and kind of, we know a lot about Four Roses. Don't want to assume that everybody that gets in that class already, is up here.
Can name off all 10 recipes, and
so. But I don't. I had a Zoom call with them here a couple weeks ago, and just kind of
there you go.
Ran down, but left the content of that class to whatever they want to come up with. Trying to limit. Don't want too much consumption going on up there.
But there will be whiskey involved.
Yeah, there will be whiskey involved, but this is at the beginning of WhiskeyFest. The first year we did that with Maker's Mark. I don't think some of the people understood how much whiskey was being sampled up there, and I don't know that they remember much of the festival.
Oh, God.
But no, not that bad. But a lot of people, like we're getting to where a lot of people that are coming are seasoned veterans. They kind of know how to approach it from a
I definitely
responsible
standpoint. Yes, I took a more responsible standpoint
Right.
last year after year one.
I think we all took a more responsible
Well, I mean, you walk
approach.
in, and especially for the first one here in Southeast Texas,
yeah.
you walk in and your eyes go this big.
Yeah, they do.
And you see
Yeah,
Donis
they do.
Todd, and you see, I got the opportunity to meet JD from Penelope the first time, and you're like, googly eyed. Well,
His man crush.
And like some of the bottles that are being poured, like at the Longhorn booth, like
Right.
some of the people don't want to miss out on that stuff
No,
because
so
it's
you-
not going to be there all night.
exactly.
No, it's
So
you run straight over there.
Yeah.
and-
You know the sad
and
thing
most of
about
them
it
are
is,
high proof.
Yeah.
I haven't went over to that table either.
Oh, really?
One of the 2 years. I need to probably do that.
I've talked to a few people that said their strategy last year and they're going to follow it again this year. So I'm just sharing people's secrets.
Oh.
But they, all the festival, the first hour, while they're in VIP, they're getting as many booths as they can. They're doing, and as soon as GA opens, they go get the food and they went out to the music tent and hung out there the rest of the night.
There you go.
We didn't
And-
do it the rest of the night, but that was kind of our strategy last year. Because it is very nice to get in with the VIP.
Yes.
Like we hit the Heaven Hill booth, which we
Yes.
got to try the 18 year, I think was there last
nice,
year.
yeah.
I hit up a couple of booths that I knew were going to have some very good pours.
There you go.
And I was like, let me go ahead and knock those out. So that I
Yeah.
remember them, because I want some of the higher end stuff and I want to be able to say, yeah, I got to try that.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, one of the biggest things about this and the draw for me is a pour of Pappy Van Winkle is $100 at a bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For $200, you can have, and I hate to say it this way, as many pours of that level of item for the most part all night long. So the value there, if you think about it,
No, it's worth the value.
is outrageous.
Yeah.
Because you walk up to the Heaven Hill booth and you get a pour of Heaven Hill 18. That's a $90 pour at a bar?
Yeah, now we do want to remind people that, more sample than
Usually looks like elf urine, by the way, sir. I'm just saying.
what?
Your bottle looks like elf
I
urine.
know. This is,
You're going to enjoy that one. Anybody
it
want
had
try
to be
it?
single
I
malt.
don't know because I don't even know what I've
What
got.
do you got?
What do you
Rattle
have?
and bit. Ooh, balcones. Finished
I'll
in
trade you.
black.
Are y'all playing like Christmas roulette with
Yeah.
whiskey?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Roy, do you want to trade?
Well, there's no label on that.
So this came from our good buddy and coworker and employee, Jeff.
Oh,
So I know it's a Scotch. I don't know what it is, but I know it's a Scotch.
look, you're not going to like that.
I'm not.
Do you want a scotch?
Would you like to
Sure.
to try this one?
Okay.
That's going to be very smoky.
Good.
That means
I would I would
Open a new
assume.
one, yes. That means there's.
Oh, don't fall.
Oh God, don't fall. We don't
There's
have
a glass
insurance.
somewhere around here. Oh,
He
you
has
got
a
yours.
glass.
If he doesn't, I'll do the smoke. I like smoke. This would be no smoke.
I would
but-
draw, and then
you
you
would
would
draw that
trade
one.
me the
Yeah.
second worst or the first worst pour on this table for me. I thought somebody was going to.
I've got like
the
3
coolest
bottles of this at home.
That's yours to keep, by the way. You get to take it home with you.
All right, I'm happy with this one.
Let's see.
Bridle and bit.
Yeah, I don't know much about it either.
I don't either. It scares me.
Interesting.
It hadn't even been opened. It got lost in the move.
It got lost in the
So
move.
I found it.
You are getting interesting.
So I have
I got a piston ring in the mail.
I have ASW Fiddler Syncopation. ASW is out of Georgia.
Okay.
Okay.
And this one comes in at 143 proof.
Okay. I have no proof.
143.
Yeah, I have no proof.
Yeah, I don't
it
know-
just
I don't
says
know anything
bit
about that
and
one.
bridle. That's what it
So
Also, the fact that not all bars get those level of bottles. This is very true, too.
Yeah. It's well, this is the season that they would be getting them, and
says. Yes.
yeah.
So you made the comment that it was going to be smoky, and off the nose,
Yeah,
smoky, that's what you get.
And I just said that based off of
Knowing
Based
my
off
coworker that put that bottle together for y'all.
Put it together.
It's been sitting in my
Yeah.
backpack, and I've been so afraid to try it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I knew it was going to be.
It's
Nuts.
got to be an Ardbeg or a. It's got to be aggressive. So aggressive.
What do you think?
It's not harsh.
Johnny like you.
No, it's got a good burn.
Yeah.
Very, very, very smoky. But it is
Smells
good.
Like the best whiskey in the world.
It is very good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What do you think?
That's surprising.
Really?
has like
I have
a
no idea what it is.
It has like a cinnamony kind of. Yeah.
Cinnamon.
That's really good.
Good.
Y'all should try that.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
I'll set it in the
What do you think of the Balcones Madeira finish, sir? Like he's going to say a bad word about it.
Is there a name?
Look, hey.
Do we have a name for this?
Exactly. No, I don't know what
No.
it is.
Have you
No.
tried this
The Madeira?
ever?
I've got it. No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think if I have a Madeira.
If you
Is
take
that
a sip of this and say that is not fantastic, you cannot take that. Does not taste like Scotch. This is just flavor
I've never-
bomb.
Look,
Well, hell,
I've never compared American
here.
single malt to Scotch, okay?
I'll try it.
Man,
Would you care for the
yeah, I'd like to try that. yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, wow. That's
Thanks, sir.
Fantastic.
that's weird.
That is, in the words of Bucky, delicious.
Delicious.
This one?
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
way
cool.
it can be. I bet it smells
It's very.
like
I'm going to tell you, like you said, it's very smoky, but I love it.
I've
That
gotten
is
way
like
in
buttholes
more
and
into the smoky stuff.
buttholes and Band-Aids.
It does not smell like buttholes and Band-Aids. Oh, that nose, though. Jesus.
So,
What is that one, the Balcones?
Yes.
Y'all need to try that one.
Good
Ooh.
Lord.
Don't pour much.
That's, yeah.
I
Sir.
forget that it's a single malt and just
But,
like
sir, you said it was the best whiskey in the world.
I'll be honest.
He's not wrong. He's 100% not
That
wrong.
In
is
the world.
He's not wrong. That is good.
that is so
That
good.
is really good. Really smooth. Not abrasive.
Oh boy, that is.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dealing with some
doesn't drink even remotely close to
Lafroig,
116.
Ardbeg.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I actually
need to-
sent somebody
we need
to
to
one of
text
your
Jeff and
stores
ask him
for
what
it.
I
this
know. I
is.
need
Like,
to find out what it is.
Yeah.
He probably won't even remember. I can't tell you how long that's been in my backpack.
Oh, that's him. No, I'm joking.
That would have been weird. You got a full glass of water.
Yeah. I got to get a good rinse. Because the sad thing about it is, like, if you don't rinse real well, you get deposits in
that
the
little bottom. Yeah.
Well, not only that, like
What do you think?
that smoke will cling to the inside of a glass. Like,
That's-
Oh yeah, your
God, I
glass
can
is
sm-
screwed.
I can smell that from
oh,
here. That's amazing.
That's really good. I like that.
Hey, you need to try that.
God dang
That
it.
is amazing, dude.
I don't-
It doesn't drink like a 116 at all. Not even
I can't
close.
remember if I've because y'all did. Whoever Longhorn Liquor has done a couple
Oh,
of
several.
single barrel
Yeah,
picks.
several different ones.
But I think a couple of them
that's
have been
good.
Madeira finished. At least one.
God,
Am I
can
wrong
still
in
yeah,
smell
no,
that
no,
scotch.
definitely one for sure. But
I
I
can
think only
smell that from
I can
here.
too. That's
Smell
what
that.
Yeah,
The
it's
smoky?
when I opened the bottle, I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Jake with some information. Bridle and Bit is sourced MGP bourbon.
Oh, it's.
I mean,
it's
they
pretty
make great bourbon,
It's got a
so-
cinnamon aftertaste to it. It's really good.
Good. Did it have a proof on the front
Did
of that one?
not. All it said was Britain. You
Bridle and Bit.
Yeah, you're more than
Y'all
welcome.
need don't pour much because it'll. But that syncopation from ASW.
Okay.
It's 143 proof. It'll hit you real quick.
Maybe after the last open of the present.
right, that's
That'll
fine.
make you.
We'll see.
Okay, so the nose.
That's good though.
If you're truly an open mind
wish I had
space
a-
right now, like
A Glen, but
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
sorry.
look funny.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
They don't make Glens that have antlers on them. If they did, I'd have got Glens with antlers.
It's almost like it would be a tart grape.
It's really good.
I've never had a tart grape, but I can imagine that's what it would smell like.
that's like to me, like the raisin.
Oh, but there's that little bit of Band-Aid.
Bro.
I can smell it.
There's none in that.
I can-
That's made in Texas. There's
I
zero
get that.
smoke on that.
I'm not saying it's the smoke.
it's a
So
wall.
according to the Bridle and
From
Bit
there.
is a store pick. It's from KJ.
I just
and
always
it's about 112. Was the proof on
KJ
it?
was the one that sent it to me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure of the information on it.
like the character of a whiskey that makes it, and because I get the Band-Aid too. I've just grown again, like we were talking earlier.
Maybe it was the wall.
Maybe things don't have to be negative.
Right.
Like it can taste like plastic or you know what? I'm just.
I go into things with 100% of an open mind.
Yeah.
When I say Band-Aid or I say dentist office or I say doctor's office, for me, that's the only thing in my mind that I can compare it to. By no means should it be a negative for somebody that enjoys Scotch or single malts or Irish or whatever. For me, that's just all I can compare it to in my brain.
Right, but to make sure that like your mind doesn't play, like I think that's a character of smokiness in Scotch that gives off those nose profiles and those flavor profiles, the Band-Aid, the plastic stuff. Like, because I get it too, but it's all on peated stuff or smoked stuff, and that is like. That's made like bourbon. It's just 100% malted barley instead of corn and rye, and, you know. But
so while we're leaking kind of breaking news with WhiskeyFest,
I'm glad you finished it up with that last part. You said while we're leaking.
We got leaky.
While we're leaking.
We're all getting leaky.
Yeah, we're all getting leaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you hadn't broke the stick yet. Is there any new people that we can expect this year, or any new people that you know of that are going to be in?
So
besides you,
I do want to apologize to a degree. Like every year, like I come on and you know, we have announcements and a lot leading up to it. Business is very, very busy right now.
I'm sure.
And so you know, we have this kind of three-head. Well, there's multiple people involved that help make WhiskeyFest possible. But at the beginning, you know, it's like, you know, Dennis has certain things that he does on the logistics side and all that, things that I don't even know he does that he just takes care of all the time and gets them done. And
there you go.
And you know, Mike has a lot of the relationships with the vendors and stuff, so he's on that side. And then I just fill in where I can with people I know and things that I can help put together more the flow of the actual festival and how things look, feel, smell, touch when you get there, type of thing. So, but I do.
Mike's job is traditionally harder this year because he's got to train a rookie. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's kind of with me, Mike. Like when I do festivals, basically it's we all get together in a big group and I say, okay, you do this part, you do this part. I'm gonna take care of this part,
Right.
And like then we'll come together.
We all have strengths,
and
right?
Figure it all out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, although I can't get, and I said all that to preface, I can't get deep into the weeds to tell you exactly who's been there that won't be there this year, but I did get just, you know, and you know, a few names that we can throw out there, a bottle, a brand that I've been a fan of for a couple years now, but I've never really seen and didn't know quite how to even get in the Houston market, and I've seen it in our Houston stores now, so I'd like to get more of it on the shelf in Beaumont, but Frey Ranch. Will be there.
Yeah.
Their cash strength stuff is fantastic.
Yes.
The packaging of their bottle
is
A+. I'm big on packaging,
And
you know, and
their single malt series, because they'll do, or their single grain series.
Yeah.
They do 100% wheat. They'll do a 100% rye. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it, but their uncut that you're talking about is very good.
And we want to let everybody know, like, the one thing that I think also makes our festival unique is you'll see some of the big guys that we all know, they don't necessarily do a lot of the, not all these other festivals.
Right,
you know? So we're still going to have, like, the Brown Foreman crew that with Jack Woodford, Old Forester.
That has
they'll be there.
Built the best looking booth 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, and we actually had
we
had John was there yesterday at the Beaumont store with the engraving van.
There you go.
And he confirmed that he will be back.
Okay, good.
So that's cool to know. But Beam Suntory, you know, with Makers Jim Beam, you know, having them guys back. Obviously, we had talked about Wild Turkey earlier. You know, Heaven Hill. Like all these big, you know, brands, they're all part of this as well.
Which is really
and
awesome.
I say all that to say, like, but the ones that really, to me, get a lot of value out of this show are some of these distilleries that are trying to, you know, just claw their way up into the ranks, like where they can get enough you know, because it's hard.
Well,
I mean,
prime example was one from last year with Ghostwood.
Yeah, Ghostwood.
The two from last year that probably benefited the most, Ghostwood,
Texas Tail.
JT Mellick.
JT Mellick, yeah. I forgot about JT Mellick too, but yeah.
The crowd that JT Mellick ended up having, the excitement for it coming to Texas was just so massive. But Somebody like you said, like Ghostwood, meeting
Ghostwood.
and building a relationship with Rick, and people getting a chance to talk to him, knowing his bar background and stuff, that just made such a difference. I feel like it can make that big of a difference.
Yep. It can, and so we, Rick's going to be back again this year, so that's awesome to see.
And Lucas will be there. He sat in this chair. Lucas, the founder and owner, sat right there in that chair and said he will be here.
Yeah. So they're. I mean, that's all, to have people that are behind the brand or in, deep to the level of the way the brand thinks and runs and stuff like that, to be able to get these people here and have those conversations as an attendee, that you can sit there and talk to the guy that this was his thought baby. That's pretty fucking cool.
And I don't think there's very many that you can do that with.
No.
Right. I mean, if you think about this year alone, where we're at, Barry Brinegar.
Yeah.
Brent Elliott, Lucas Perks from Ghostwood, Mia last year with JT Mellick. I mean, these are the Donis Todd. These are the brain children of these distilleries.
Right.
Mm-hmm. How many chances do you get to say I was standing in a room with all of these people at one time?
Yeah. That's the side you really don't.
So, and I think it's amazing. It's amazing, all of the different brands and and all the knowledge that's spewing out. But of course, you also can't forget the philanthropy that goes into this.
Oh God!
And the fact that it's for a great cause. And that's what, from the outside looking in, I look at and I'm like, man, I love this.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I agree with Kevin in that state. I would love to see Matt Crittenden.
We got to get Crittenden's into Texas first.
Yeah, they got to get into Texas
and then we'll go from there.
And I appreciate John bringing up. I mean, obviously,
the curator
that's at the heart
huge,
of everything. But I also think the fact that we have raised and done what we've done with the cure rare disease is part of the reason why we continue to have success and even moving forward as we look to grow and build this event. It's because we are doing it for a good cause, and we're very transparent about what we're doing and who we're doing it for, and I
can tell you, just from Southeast Texas Whiskey Fest alone, not counting Roundup, not counting the clay shoot, not counting all the outside stuff, Whiskey Fest alone has raised over $650,000.
Yeah.
We will cross $1 million. I promise you.
Yeah.
If it takes everything I have, we're getting over $1 million this year.
That was almost very corporate ready, Rick. Sir.
Is it third or fourth year?
Third year.
Third year.
Think about
over
that.
600,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
That's very impressive.
And to see the right numbers trend, in the right direction. I mean, ticket sales are good. VIPs, obviously, we increased the number of VIPs that was available by a considerable amount, and those are sold out.
Already?
They're sold out. Yeah. So we're looking, I always said there's three arms, we've got our wonderful sponsors that help make all this possible, and those are all, for the most part, local businesses, family-owned businesses, and but the support we've gotten from the local businesses has been amazing. The vendors that see value in that return, that ROI, into spending the money to be part of WhiskeyFest and to see that for their brand, that's awesome. And then we cut. Last time I was on here, we talked about cutting ticket prices, and to be able to go to this event that we're continuing to try to grow
and still be able to
save you money. It's not like we're making it cheaper because we're giving you lesser of a product.
No, it's a better value.
Yeah, we're trying to give you more of a product at a lesser ticket price, and so if they keep supporting us and everybody, then there's no reason we can't continue to grow and see where this event can go. I'm excited to see where it could be in 5 more years, 10 more years.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're still in such infancy
And
stages.
since you got the rock star.
Oh gosh, I don't know about all that.
You got that dude.
What's the location again?
The Beaumont Civic Center.
Beaumont Civic Center.
Eventually, did you see them having to bust out some walls to make some more room?
Well,
they better start thinking real hard.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see and potentially look at maybe even other places, whatever's best for the.
Right.
We want to be.
you got to be what's best.
We got to do what's best for the for the festival itself,
Right.
because of the cause, and so without getting too big for our britches.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, I think we've done these little incremental things and everything. I like this kind of organic growth and just kind of go at the pace that you're supposed to go at and don't force anything.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we stay within our
absolutely.
means and just kind of grow it organically. This is a long-term play.
Yeah.
So,
Well, before we do any more pulling of the disguise gifts,
Yeah.
I do, on behalf of the show, want to personally thank you and Longhorn for y'all's sponsorship of this show, which we haven't plugged any of the sponsors yet. So while you're at it, plug the sponsors. I'll plug the sponsors just fine. So we got obviously Longhorn Liquor. This is a sponsor. We love those guys to death. 10th Mountain Whiskey sponsors the show.
Yes.
They're fantastic out of Colorado. Ghostwood, we know the relationship we all have with Rick in the room. It's fantastic. Love those guys. Texas Tail Distillery, Heart of Lion Cigar. Did I forget anybody? I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
I think we're covered. Yes.
There are two that so you asked
Okay.
who's new that's going to be out there for this year?
Yes, I did.
There are two
Okay.
I've got some
that
other
I
ones.
feel like I'm extremely excited to have
Well,
out
we
there.
just touched on one that was really exciting.
No,
at
well,
Frey Ranch. Yes.
but there's two that
Besides Frey Ranch?
I think I can
You
announce.
mean there's more?
But wait, there's
my
more.
God. Let's do this.
That I feel like
then.
I had even just the tiniest little finger in.
Oh God.
Bent Distilling,
Okay.
and Iron Root Republic out
Okay.
of the Dallas and Denison
I
area.
like it.
If
like
I'm not
it.
mistaken, they will be out there.
Yep.
There you go.
So I'm excited about both of those because they both make amazing products. They're both great craft distilleries.
There you go. I
And I
like
can't wait for everybody to get a chance. If you haven't had a chance to try them and sample them out or purchase a bottle, definitely need to stop by their booths. I'm excited to have both of those out there because they are Texas brands, and
Yeah.
and everybody knows we stand behind our Texas brands on
Oh,
this
we
show.
do.
We've always tried to hype them up, but they really are making great product, and I think everybody needs to stop by both booths and be ready for some amazing pours from them.
So how much did, without going into too much of it, how much booth space increased from last year to this year?
What do you mean booth space? Like number of booths?
Yeah, like number
or-
of booths, yeah.
We're at the way they set up the Civic Centers, the way they set it up, that will be
Gotcha.
the same. I mean, it's the same number of tables that we can fit in there.
So you're still around that 103, I think, from last year?
Yeah, there's roughly probably 110 total 10 by 10 spaces.
Okay, there you go.
But depending on who, we've had like Diageo in the past that's done five
booths, yeah.
and
Brown
and,
Foreman usually does
yeah,
the
Brown
end cap
Foreman did
and-
that
yeah.
whole, like where the stage was year
Right.
one, they took that whole end
whole
down
end,
there.
yeah.
And so it just depends on, I don't know all that information as far as how many,
I got you.
but
Either way, it's still going to be a good.
no, I would
thing.
expect to
It's
see
still gonna be a good
it's going to be
turnout
very
anyway.
similar to what they witnessed last
Okay.
year. The same number in that ballpark
I like
for
it.
sure.
Question.
So, did I miss any big announcements?
When did you, not well? So Barry Brenniger with RD1 is going to be doing one of the master classes. Brett Elliott with Four Roses is going to be doing one of the master classes. I think you walked in right around that one. Frey Ranch is going to be a new addition this year, which they make some really good stuff.
Yeah, we announced the musical guests.
Yeah, the musical guests are going to be good.
for both nights. I mean, just kind of let everybody know, like on Saturday, what to expect. It's going to be, one thing I'm very happy that we've done very efficiently the first 2 years is get people in the door very quickly. So we will continue to kind of have the same flow. If you get there a little early, it allows us to at least get the ID checked.
Yeah.
And get that wristband on you, so you don't have to worry about checking ID at the door, and you can just get your ticket out and get in.
That flowed really well.
Yeah, it was
the
really
getting
good.
in because they had people going down the line, checking the ID, checking your tickets, getting your wristbands on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just kind of flowed right in.
Yeah, and
Can
the
you
quick.
teach Can you teach Bath and Body Works how to do that? 'Cause I
Yeah.
straight nightmare.
So
Yeah.
what's been your biggest lesson learned from year 1 to year 2 to year 3?
Oh wow. Man, I don't know. I mean,
He really put you on the spot.
I know.
God,
I
no.
honestly think things have gone so well. Like I literally don't know where we could really improve. I mean, it's I think we do a great. I mean, obviously, a lot of it has to do with the attendees that we don't have a whole lot of riffraff to put up with, so we can, all. I mean, I think that's the main thing at the end.
Yeah.
Look, you get the vendors there, you get people there, and you got whiskey being poured. Like it's hard to have
whiskey. I mean, you've got a little something for everybody.
Yeah, we
let's
got a
be
little something
honest.
for everybody, and then obviously with with. I would say that what I thought really helped the festival kind of give it a completely different vibe was the addition of Buxton's at that beer tent last year. It just made that so much more inviting. And I think when you went out there and we talked about that, going to the War Wagon, but just hanging out and having a conversation and having that music in the background and knowing if you had a couple more booths you need to hit, you can always walk back in. But to just really, I mean, hanging out there, listening to the music, drinking Buxton's and chatting with people that we obviously everybody there's got something in common,
a little bit.
But fortunate for people like y'all and me that are a little bit more vocal in the whiskey community. You got certain platforms and stuff like that give we know a lot of people and it's good just to see everybody really enjoying themselves and I at least for me that's my I'm just. That we continue to blow people away, and they're like, God, I can't believe this is going on in Beaumont.
In Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, and
I think that's the most amazing part about it.
Yeah,
is the fact of the location.
I did miss that part. Who did we say the musical guest was?
So you have
the new offering,
new offenders.
New offenders. Sorry, the new offenders. The offering.
You work there.
I've got offering going through
Southern
my
Blues rock band out of Houston.
Nice.
Lead singer's a good buddy of mine. I've been watching them for the last couple of decades. And
are you going? Wait a minute, I almost forgot.
Oh shit!
Is Republic Boot going to be back?
Man, yes, they will be back.
I like
love those guys over there. What they're doing is insane, and yeah, can't wait to see those guys.
And
Their store in the Heights is literally right down the road from our liquor store over there, and I just don't ever get by this. I mean, we're always so busy, but a great group of guys over there as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, the hat company that was with Garrison Brothers is coming back as well.
Yeah,
I don't remember the name of it, and I apologize to them.
I've been watching a lot of hat making. I follow. You ever seen Wild Hats?
The Good Hat Company or Guadalupe Hat Company?
It's something along those lines.
But
they make some fantastic hats, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish I could afford them.
Yeah.
I know the feeling, dude. Yeah.
But there's been a lot of hat content come up recently.
Yeah.
And people are embracing not just a plain Jane normal cowboy hat. Like there's a company I saw that's got a hat, it's called the Whiskey Sipper, and there was another one that was like the whiskey. It was different. Like the Whiskey Sipper was a little shorter.
You want to see
the
completely different, being as we're
Drinker
talking
was
about
like
cowboy
bigger
hats.
and
Follow Wild Hats.
Wild
They
Hats?
do one that's called a coffin top.
really.
Oh yes,
But I mean, it's
sharp
and
hat.
People from Alabama aren't allowed to wear cowboy hats.
Ain't no love in Alabama.
Oh,
Just like ain't
Yeah,
no
I
love in
like some of
Oklahoma
those more they're not as wide of the brim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but even like Jake Clement's
Yeah, Jake
hat,
Clement's
he's
hats.
got like that. It's not a bowler, but it's
I'm
not.
telling you,
it's
for-
like it's different.
I'm
So
telling
it's
you,
like
for
really
you
cool.
and
But
the
it's
style
felt.
you are,
Right.
Yeah.
look into the Wild Hats thing. They
I'll have
put
to
the
look at
little
it.
gold nail in
Yeah.
every hat they make, and it's
And I'll tell you,
They're
I mean,
legit.
you saw me a couple times this last week wear my hat.
Yeah.
You
There
know,
you go.
I got that from Republic Boots. They have Gonzalez Hat Company in there.
Yeah, they do.
Mike Gonzalez in there does a great job, and you get those things custom made depending on how much beaver pelt you want in there to repel water. And I mean, it's
There's a lot-
all
that'd be
these
a
different
lot of beaver felt
customizations.
covering my
Yeah,
head.
so. A lot of people get in that hat game, you know. I
They
mean,
do.
it's which is wild because they are wildly expensive.
They
are. They're
like when we
extremely
were at that
expensive.
Rolex event the other night at a watch event. I'm like, I felt so
yeah.
out of because I'm not a jewelry guy. Like I don't
No.
wear a wedding ring. I don't wear a necklace. No jewelry.
You got to rock a watch,
But
man.
like people that like
They love
25
them.
grand on a watch.
Well, I was talking to a gentleman out there, and he was like,
could
"Oh yeah,
afford it,
I
yeah.
have all. I pretty much have all these that are
that
available."
tells me the time right there. I don't have to
Yeah.
guess.
But like there was a guy I was talking to, and he was looking at the Rolexes with his wife, and he was like, "Well, you know, I pretty much have all of these that I want. There are some Rolexes that I can't get or don't have yet," and I was like,
Yeah.
Why?
Don't get me wrong. They're not. None
ahead.
of these people at this event were pretentious or out of our league. Like we sat and we had conversations with all of them, but it was just really crazy to think.
I think the
this
main
dude
difference.
has $100,000 worth of watches, and I don't.
Rolex Daytona. Yeah,
I think the main difference is the level of disposable income.
That and a lot of mine is spent on whiskey, as you see on the wall here. But like I was telling a lot of people at the event, I've just never been like even wearing long sleeves for me is a little more difficult. Most of the time, I roll them up or I push them up like this, and I've had it on for probably a couple years now.
That's because you got a fur coat on.
This is the
that sweater.
only wrist jewelry I really wear, and it's the only reason I wear it, A, because it's thin, but also because our youngest daughter gave it to me, and I've just never taken it off. Like it's either going to fall off or something. You know what I mean? Like
Jake is not wrong. $225,000 watch.
tell how valuable your time is.
And don't get me wrong, like I don't like me and Bucky looked at some of these and I put like there was some beautiful.
Oh, of course,
beautiful.
No, absolutely.
Watches.
Yeah.
Just not for me.
I can
wouldn't know what to
respect
do
them.
with
I can respect the
Right.
process of how they're made and,
Yeah.
and all the time put
absolutely.
into them. But I'm kind of like you. Even if I was
Right.
a millionaire, I've got my watch right here.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of people look at that kind of differently because, like, to me,
You love watches.
and don't take this the wrong way. To me, it's very rude to pull a phone out and check the time on it when
Yeah.
you're in a conversation.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But
That's why if you
but
see
the
me,
craftsmanship,
it's,
you're right, John.
Which is probably
Yes.
why I do it
The
frequently, because I'm
craftsmanship-
telling you to hurry up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the craftsmanship that goes into it, the art of it, there's
Yeah.
a lot there. I mean,
Yeah,
like you
Rolexes
said-
aren't just put together with a machine.
well, it's
Like,
not
that's
just that. I mean, you can get
I've
get out of a
never not
Rolex
known what
completely.
time it
I
was.
mean, yeah.
But I wouldn't know what to do if my wife bought me one as a present. I would hate for it to sit in a box and go, look, I have a roll because I'm.
You wear them on special
Let's
occasions.
face it,
That's
I'm-
what you
I'd
Well, I
sell
have
it on secondary.
Or you could do
the secondary market is booming.
yeah.
But like, I have a real wedding ring that she bought me.
Thank you, honey. We rich, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Ballin'.
And that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want to mess it up. Like,
Like I have a real
I have
wedding ring
not. I was
that she
waiting on you
bought
to
me,
pick
and
one.
I
Did he?
would
Oh,
much
okay.
rather wear this because if I lose it, I am screwed.
like
You lose a lot of shit, so you probably don't.
my wedding ring is a piece of stainless steel with the Lord's Prayer on it. And I think it costs like maybe
Hey, you
60
laugh.
to 100
Right?
bucks,
You
but it's
laugh.
always going to be mine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's it.
It's sentimental.
I got the other lime.
Oh, look at you!
The other lime one.
I hope you got the one. I hope you got.
My wife,
Yeah.
I had a wedding ring at one time that was made out of like wood, and it just wore thin and
I think
broke.
those things are
And I'm
cool.
like, I'm done.
Okay,
You know.
hold on. What did you get?
I know because I worked in the
Select
construction industry for a long
Limestone
time.
Farms.
And a lot of the welding
means
stuff
nobody
would go to
opened the
those
one I
rubber
wanted.
bands.
Silicone. Yeah,
The silicone,
Yeah,
yeah.
John
I
said
tried those, and like sweat still gets trapped under. Like I would get like a little rash underneath there. So
for the silicone ones.
everybody hates rashes,
open
you
this
know.
one.
See,
Instead.
like you can see my hand, like
Bro, y'all got
my finger looks weird.
You got to
of
go
my
like
wedding.
this.
Yeah.
It's got grooves in the backside, so where it doesn't.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can't afford your level of silicone.
Can't afford $5.
Bucky did me a very solid favor.
Yes.
You can't afford $5.
Wow, look what I picked.
What is
What are the odds?
Garrison Brothers.
Garrison Brothers Honeydew,
Honeydew.
Cast String.
Cast string.
Ooh.
So we talked about it the
Yeah.
other night.
Yeah, this
So
bottle's
what did-
not for selling stores.
No.
So hold up. What did you put back?
No.
Peerless rum finish.
Ooh,
I know. I really do want to. As
Is
you can
that
see, it's
bourbon
something-
or rye?
I want to say theirs is the bourbon. I want to say Peerless is bourbon finished in
I
rum.
think so.
But I knew we had talked about the Garrison, so I was really hoping you were going to pull it, or
I guess since
somebody
I
would trade with you.
Since I pulled the other one,
Is
I guess
that
I'm
the
gonna drink
one
this
that
one
we
too.
had last episode?
What's that?
The honey. You said something about last episode we did.
No, that
There was
was
a honey
Giant
one.
Texas.
Oh,
That was giant.
And this is what I hate about being on video.
Jacob & Co. or
People are going to see how much I just struggled to open that little bottle, and they're going to make fun of me.
Well, we make fun of you anyway when you're not here, so it's okay.
So I was 2 for 2
how
on
cute
the
he is.
limestone farm thing. That's awesome.
So what is the limestone?
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
it's
I
out
told
of
you.
Kentucky. It's a craft distillery.
I can't do this on camera.
You're gonna. And I can't wait to see it.
Oh, my gosh. That smells.
Amazing.
10 out of 10.
I know it. If
10 out of
that
10.
needs to be their release. Because it's, I'm telling you, and I love Ladybird, but that, for me, blew Ladybird out of the water. So I have no idea what this is. This is another one that KJ sent me. It's MD3799. No clue what it is.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
It's the updated Mad
Yeah.
Dog. Mad Dog 3799.
Yeah.
Mad Dog High Proof.
What did you think about that one?
It was good.
That one, I think that one was a little bit better, if I'm not mistaken.
See, to me, I'm going to go complete opposite. I like the small batch better than the select.
I need to bring you the one that I left at the house so you can try it. I want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
But the star of the show here is the one that Mike is trying.
Of course, yeah. Makes for
A moment of silence.
Yeah, real riveting. Yeah, I think the rum finishes a rye, but I could be wrong.
I want to try it, though.
That is the best Garrison Brothers whiskey I've ever tried.
So good.
And I do not say that lightly. That is so good. You know what this reminds me of?
The Balcones honey that
Yeah.
screwed up the damn machine almost. Yeah.
That high-proof Balcones honey. But the honey was like, it gave it a certain amount of viscous where it just clung to the inside of the cheeks. And that reminds me so much of the Balcones original OG.
I still wish I could try that one.
Yeah.
But
Which the Balcones was slightly lower, like 122.
Yeah.
That 129. That's so good. That's incredible.
yes, I'm telling you.
I would. Ooh, this is what would you pay for that bottle?
Take my wallet.
Knowing that they use 100% Texas wildflower honey,
But just
the process behind it.
Like this bottle's not available. You finally came across one, and at what
You need to try that.
What is it?
point are you willing to go up to secure it in that moment?
Realistically, $180.
180.
What do you think?
Me?
I'd go 300.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Garrison cash strength. I mean, it's probably retail's probably around 2 to begin with. So I'm willing to pay some extra just for the being able to see it. I mean, obviously, I would probably have access to it, so I'd be able to get it if it came into it. But like, did they release that at the distillery?
Yes, it was a distillery
One day,
only.
like how many bottles was it? Do we know?
There was two barrels. I want to say it came out to
500 bottles, maybe tops.
I was gonna say like 300 or 400.
Wow, that's special,
could be
man.
wrong. That's really, 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 really good.
I can tell you this. I can so clearly remember my first time trying the Balcones Honey Barrel. I was at our buddy Brandon's house. And actually a gentleman that worked for Specs, because they did that release because it was a Christopher Hart deal, that Honey Barrel was. And I'd never heard of it. I just was a massive Balcones fan, but didn't even. I think maybe I knew it existed, but it went away pretty. It sold out really
we
quick.
call it the
and I
Rabbit
never
Store on this show, sir.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't say, The only store we say by name is yours.
But when I got to like the same, I just had the same experience that I
Out of
had.
curiosity, how much was that bottle? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would have been. I mean, all their store picks. Let's just call it 75 would be a fair estimate.
So let's just say with inflation, it's $100.
Okay. Let's say 85 because that's what their store picks are right
That's fine.
now.
Okay,
Yeah,
85. Is that worth 3 times, 2
Okay.
times as much?
I
as
will
that?
say that as far as just
It's
A versus B,
so good.
if I had to give them a number like ranking, I won't do that. I'll just say
Right.
they would both be extremely high and even. So, and if you're comparing it to the Balcones, then yes, there's more value there. But we know with Garrison Brothers that, just for whatever reason, that's up to the distillery what they charge on, like
no, absolutely.
to recoup cost or
knowing
whatever.
what that bottle is, yes, had I made the drive to Texas, knowing that it was that, yes, would I have paid $300 for it? Probably.
Yeah, and I think it's
but
only
if it was sitting on a shelf in a Longhorn Liquor as a single barrel pick or as a regular release from them, would I pay $300 for it? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I would pay as much.
I think it's
I would pay
different.
as much for this as what I paid for my Garrison Brothers bottle that Donis Todd signed.
What was that?
I'll tell you
150.
this: I've never had a sample of whiskey that's made me want to melt in my chair.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's. I will say this to help quantify that. Right, I would also pay that if somebody listening has a bottle of Balcones original honey finish. I've got $300 that I will gladly give you for that bottle.
That's awesome.
100%.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
that is too
So
funny.
I remember.
I'm glad you got to end the show on that.
Yeah, and I never thought I would obtain because they were. By the time I tried it, they were all gone.
Well, yeah.
Somehow, through the magic of the whiskey community and some hustle, I was able to, I've owned 4 of those bottles and drank all. I mean, obviously, I'm out of it now.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
if somebody has a 5th bottle for me,
I'll take it.
they could probably get more than 300 out of me, to
probably.
be honest. Yeah.
Unopened?
Unopened, yeah. I would pay a pretty penny for that bottle.
One, that's a good one, though. I'm not going to lie.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's
What's
really
best,
good.
and I don't know on this one, it'd be interesting to find out in the morning, but every time after me and Jamie would take a sip of that Balcones is the next morning
next day.
going back smelling that empty glass,
that is
and
my
the honey
favorite.
just punches you in the face.
Sounds like I'm not watching.
That is my favorite part
Already.
Yeah,
of whether it's a maple or a honey.
yeah.
The next morning is just like
Yeah, that's, you can smell it right now, even.
Okay, I sense we're getting close to the end, so
Yes.
just a few more things.
yes, yes, absolutely. Sorry.
We talked about the Russell's 15 being
Yes.
poured. Another one I'd like to announce that is going to be poured at, I think it's all one of our favorite distilleries. Still Austin is going to be pouring the Tanager. So
Yes.
that's
Manager it is.
that's an
know where I'm going
amazing.
first.
Yeah,
Me too.
and if anybody out there that loves Still Austin, you may have to pay a little bit for it, but as you should. But go see my friends Avenue Axe down in Port Neches. They do have that bottle in their bar
There you go.
right now that you can get pours of.
I'll have it
and
Monday then.
So
I'm gonna have it before you.
yes, so. That's available. It's very cool to know that they're going to be pouring.
that's really cool.
We've had the pleasure of seeing. I saw a picture of the bottle, and the bottle looked, which all the Still Austin labels are
Yes.
fucking badass as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they do some really
But
good artwork on
the
bottles.
packaging with the Tanager is insane.
They did an
It's
amazing job.
and it is a little bit more of a pricey bottle. It's not crazy by any stretch of the imagination, and with the packaging that you get, dare I say, it's probably a steal. To get that bottle. I just wanted to go through real quick, just a couple of some of the other new, just Jep the Creed will be out there. Somebody I know that's gotten a lot of love on Facebook from some people to the west of us, Lasso Motel. They did a
They're going
Amberana
to have all
bottle.
475 finishes out there that they do.
But that 18-year, I don't.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, did we
yes.
try that
Yes,
together?
we
That
did.
18 years delicious.
And their single barrel rye is very good.
You did
rye.
talk about Iron Root, which we're excited about.
Yes.
When I first came into Longhorn, there were still a couple of bottles like the SETX, stuff like that. I didn't know a whole lot about Iron Root at the time until the Saints Alley line came out, and I have all the Saints Alley's bottles at my house. I've loved what they've done.
Yes.
For whatever reason, we just haven't had a huge presence of them in the Longhorns, and that is changing. We love all Texas whiskey, and
you go.
pleasure to meet the people from Iron Root this past year, and to have them at WhiskeyFest, I think, is
excited.
just a must.
That's a good one, yeah.
To be honest with you, Bucky also mentioned Bent Distilling, which we're glad to have. Charles Goodnight will be a new distillery out there. Augusta Distillery, 1845 Distilling.
Have you had the good night?
No, I have not had it yet, but And then a new one. I'm not log steel distilling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just those are just some of the new ones that will be out there. So although I love all the vendors that have come in the past, I do like to see a little bit of shake up from year to year, just to give some new people some chance to get in there and
if you would like
get there. Yeah, I mean,
here it is.
I will try it as soon as we end the show, and I'll smoke a cigarette.
Right? No, absolutely.
There you go. Yeah, it's about that time. Yeah.
So if everybody wants to pick, we'll let you try this one after the show.
Yes.
If everybody kind of wants to pick something for a last call, Roy, if you've got one, and it doesn't have to be.
I'll take
Oh
one.
no!
I can always come up with one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with this bridle and bit.
Are you?
I'm kind of impressed with this.
Okay.
I don't know who you got it from, but it's a good bottle.
Where'd that bottle go?
I like what bottle?
Which one you need, sir?
I was thinking that 50-50 blend of these two guys would be.
Whoa! Look at you.
Yeah.
Why do y'all? Okay, here's my issue.
I can take the rest of this.
Why do y'all hide all the Irish whiskey?
We
I
don't.
can take the rest of that. I mean, it's just.
in the back.
Do you want the last?
Go. No. Do
Oh,
it.
right
Enjoy
there
it.
in the back. Yeah,
Found
the
it.
McTavish
I'm
is right
you found
there.
it.
I'll end
I'll do
my my evening with the Penelope 22302
Great choice.
because everybody knows I'm a
And I'm not gonna lie. Like I said,
I rock my pee.
I do want to say just random things that come to my mind.
Go ahead. By all means, go ahead.
I did get a chance to try that Penelope Peach Old Fashioned.
Did you?
It
do you
is.
think?
I'll tell you, it's my most favorite pre-made old fashioned, however you want to call it, pre-bottled old fashioned. It's very good. We are going to be getting some in. It is allocated.
Is there any left?
And it's not. We haven't got it in yet, and it's not. It's like $35 a bottle, which I think's
There's another one
which
of
is
your favorites
appropriately
right next to
priced.
you,
No,
don't you?
and that was the first thing I said whenever I saw
Courage
the
and
little bit
Conviction.
that
Oh, yes.
Mike
Yeah.
Williams had gotten as a sample.
Yeah.
To see if we wanted to bring it in at all. I was
good
like,
bottle.
gotta have it just because I have all the Penelope bottles. So
Yeah.
if we get this in, it's mine.
That's a Longhorn bottle. Too,
And it's
by the
a-
way.
Is it a good
Yeah.
pre-made?
Not only is it
That's
good,
also
because it's
I love
Longhorn.
peach, and it didn't come
Yes.
across as like this super artificial syrupy peach.
That's always a worry with
Yes.
ready-made.
Ready-mades are
Cocktails.
always a worry with the artificial peach.
But I
syrup
really
and
want
stuff
it, like-
that.
Which Penelope, like that bottle particularly, is beautiful.
Oh, it is.
It is a great looking bottle that I
Yes.
would put on my shelf.
Yes.
That so kudos to them for coming out with. A lot of people have moved to those RTD products. We've seen them from Bullet, High West.
Right.
That's one of my
Handy and
favorite.
Schiller's been out there for a while doing it.
Will Penelope be back out at WhiskeyFest? Do we know?
Man,
Because that's my favorite booth.
I am definitely assuming so. It's not. Again, I've been a little bit out of
No,
the loop on all the
absolutely.
different, but I would imagine so. Yeah,
I would-
I'm kind of surprised you don't know.
So
Yeah.
I may have to reach out to somebody.
you weren't on the show when I tried this, but this bottle happens to be one of my favorite bottles of all time.
that's the-
I
It's the
recognize
Courage
that
and
bottle.
Conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the courage and
slow
conviction.
down.
And since it's
No.
Longhorn and
What do you
he's
think?
on the
Did you
show.
do a
There you go.
50-50 split? What do you think?
He's giddy.
That's that kid on Christmas morning.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save it for you.
I like it.
So we are at an hour and 45 minutes. We
There you
said
go.
anywhere from an hour and a half to 2
There
hours.
you go. We're right in the middle. I like it.
Mike, I can't thank you enough for everything, for all that you've done for our show, but coming on and talking about Whiskey Fest and giving people a little bit of behind the scenes. And you just broke the news that Brent Elliott is going to be there. How freaking cool is that?
cool.
And just
I'm
being
so excited.
Yeah.
and just being a lover of good whiskey.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
You appreciate good whiskey. Everybody that has tuned in and been a part of the conversation, we
Yes.
cannot thank y'all enough. This is our last show of the year.
Yes,
We won't be
it
back
is.
until 2025. I'm assuming we'll
January
do a show
3rd.
the first week of
January
January.
3rd. Yes.
Because I wasn't sure if our first show was going to be the preview show, the pregame show of
No,
Whiskey Fest,
no,
but
it's not.
so we
We'll
will
do
be
one-
back before
yes,
then.
We'll do one the 3rd.
but-
just to recap everybody real quick. We'll do that the 3rd. Your boys will be out at Still Austin doing their barrel pick
Yes.
Sips the Lodge.
Yes.
Tim from the Whiskey Idiots, our good friend Chuck Bradley will be out there.
Yes.
It's a multifaceted pick.
And it has
that
been
will be
confirmed.
available on Stillbach at some point.
Yeah, at some point, yes.
Yes.
And I don't know if anything will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on January 4th.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
You can never tell.
You never know.
Never know.
3939 Dallin Road.
Yes,
But-
I wish Matt from Penelope would come to Texas as well.
Yes, I am working on getting Matt, Wendy, and JD in the same room.
There you
I
go.
promise you, I'm
There you
working
go.
on it. But we have been invited back for another pregame show
Yes, we
out
have.
at Whiskey Fest.
Third year in a row, we're doing something
We're
right, apparently.
thinking 11 to 1 ish.
Okay.
It's still undecided. We just want to be able to get as many pre-show guests
Yes.
while they're setting up as possible.
We got new equipment this year to work with.
We got some new equipment to work with
Yes.
this year, so we'll be walking around a little bit more. Hopefully we'll be able to make that work the best we
Good,
can.
y'all look like y'all need exercise.
I wish I remembered.
calling kettle
I wish
I
I
already
remembered
walk around a lot out there.
Pot calling the kettle black punch.
Really, the weekend before? Come on, man. Hey, that's
Come
not my
on,
fault.
man.
You're not going to make it
Hey,
in town.
yeah.
That's just more for me.
I don't have my
That's all
glasses
you.
That's
on.
Jake.
Jake.
He's coming from Alabama. Blythe will be joining us from
Is he
Oklahoma.
Was he hoping January 11th?
Right, yeah. We're not dropping
that's not
nothing that day.
Nope.
We are not dropping
drops
anything
will
that
be
day.
done on the 11th.
I did get some sad news, and I hadn't really had a chance to reach back out. Kevin, our buddy from Ohio, will not be able to join us due to a work issue. He's had to cancel a couple of trips,
Goddamn
both
job.
Kentucky and Texas. So,
Wow.
I need to reach out to him and just make sure everything is good there.
Yes.
But apparently, it's a work issue, so Kevin will not be joining
What's
us.
his last name?
Riley.
Yep.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sucks because he was planning on driving down from Ohio. To
Ohio,
make
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible.
And then I think
Scotty is supposed to be
still
here.
in.
Yeah, Scotty is still in as far as I know.
Scotty's
He's coming
still
from
in.
Indiana.
Blythe's still in. Jake's still in.
I mean,
That's
we've got some-
Alabama.
I will tell you
Oklahoma.
this:
Some
like,
national recognition.
if this festival is going on, like let's say Montana, but we knew, like I would fly every year. Like you know what I'm saying?
This
Like,
specific
No, I
one,
would
yes.
too.
well, I'm
absolutely.
just saying, like the kind of vibes you get
Yeah.
in the community and stuff like that. Like if you are listening right now, or you come across this at a later date, and you live in another state, and you're like it's. Like I tell people about our drops, it's not just a whiskey drop. I hear people say they have, well, I got better things to do with my time. Well, then I feel sorry for you
Yes.
because if you don't have time to meet new friends and socialize with people that are like-minded, then I really do feel sorry for you. And this is what I think Whiskey Fest is just an extension of that.
That
you know?
reminds me. The last drop we did, we showed up pretty early. There was a group out there that had a whole ass TV
Yeah.
plugged in. They were watching
Yeah.
the game. Like they went all out.
I hate I
And
missed.
it's-
I had the
it's
kids
crazy.
on that one.
We're going to plan like a massive poker tournament in conjunction
With a drop.
with a drop, and we'll just play poker all night.
How cool is that? Like it was a whole group. Just they had the TV. There was some people out there with.
Mike may not like that. We may
Probably
take
not,
everybody's
yeah.
bourbon spending money.
Right.
So,
Yeah. But if you're only thinking, oh, well, it's just another Whiskey Fest, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
echo that sentiment. You're completely wrong. It's not
No,
just
this
another
one's
drop
different than-
or Whiskey Fest.
Because I mean, we've been to 3 now, okay, and this one, well, you and I have had this discussion privately. This one is the number one for me.
100%.
And it's not just because Mike's sitting here neither. Like I said, we went to Texas Whiskey Fest. Jake and the guys out there do a
Great
event.
fantastic job. It's
Highlighting
Texas,
Texas
only.
whiskey.
I love that. Whiskey Ride, on the other hand,
it was a bit of a riot.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of a ride. You get the riffraff that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You kind of get that at Whiskey Ride.
But we cannot thank y'all for enough for an amazing 2024.
Yes.
This year has been awesome. We can't wait until next year.
2025 is going to be getting better because I hear we're going to be doing some picks with this guy at some point.
Dang, you hit
And
him.
we got,
He's not going to
uh,
bite you if you keep hitting him.
I would say
Abuse.
just with the amount of stores coming in the works
Yes.
right now. If y'all been following Facebook,
Yes.
the progression at Crystal Beach is
I
insane.
cannot. That's the one right now that
Yeah.
I am
Excited.
super excited about. Is the one at Crystal Beach. That store alone is like
We're a very,
That's-
very,
yes.
very. I mean, we're into the final days of of getting ready to open our new Katy store in Morton Ranch Road.
Yeah.
And so a lot of big things coming. So
if I can convince Mike to let me into the new Beaumont store that they're opening, I will post as many teasers as they will let me.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, that store is going to be
Does it have a security system?
Well, I mean, I got a key.
Absolutely.
Okay, he's got a key, so we don't need to pick a lock.
It's if you walked into a liquor store at any point in your life, this is going to be 14 steps above that. It is the most gorgeous thing I have ever seen in my life. Just from the plans, the renditions that I've seen, I need to get into that store and I need some photos because, y'all, it's legit.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's. I don't even think Bucky's overstating it. Like
he's been there.
Yeah,
he's been a part of it.
Well, and I know, like anybody that's been in our like our conference room in our office space.
I've been there. Then if it's like that, I've been there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's just. It's going to be a whole. I mean, just different from what you typically would expect walking into a liquor store, you know.
No, I think finally with the Peyton store in general, I think y'all are finally going to rival some of the liquor stores in Kentucky that have the tasting bars in them and that kind of ambiance.
Yeah, law is still a little bit different that restricts us a little bit more, which is unfortunate, but I'm not complaining. There's some things about Texas law that I really like, mainly that grocery stores cannot sell whiskey. So yeah, it's always new and exciting. I mean, you know,
sounds like you need to lobby the state legislature a little bit. I mean, I know a guy that's a lobbyist.
No, I think we're better. I think we're good where we sit right now.
Yeah, I'm on Team HEB. As long as they don't want to sell liquor, then we're good.
Exactly.
You know, so.
But I've said about as much as I can say.
But yeah, be looking for new location. I mean, by the end of 2025, we should have one in Belton, which is people that's about 4.5 hours from where we sit right now.
Yeah.
So that will definitely be our furthest store.
That county just went wet recently.
Yeah, they just voted to go wet, and so we're excited about getting out there. And
Leon Bridges, like the musician.
No,
I wished.
Oh, I love me some Leon Bridges.
Yeah, that music. Man,
Leon's good people.
Yeah.
Good job, Leon. Fantastic.
All right, man. I appreciate
you
y'all.
Shared everything you
I
can
love
share.
this.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I think I've given some of the new vendors out, and
for the rest of it, they got to just show up and find out.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's important. You got to cut it off.
Everything.
Yeah, just show up and again, like
I wish.
We all wish, buddy. Like, let's be honest.
Take me to the river.
Oh man! But for the final time, Roy.
Yes.
If you're ready.
Yes, I am.
I'm ready. Let's do the damn thing.
Get it.
Let's come for alcohol.
Buy WhiskeyFest tickets.
Yeah, that's good.
Corporate shield.
Yeah.
I'm shielded by corporate anonymity.
Oh,
good night, everybody.
Roy, thank you for the glasses. Michael, thanks for coming on. John, thank you for showing up for our last show, buddy.
Yeah.
It's so good seeing you for 2 weeks in a row.
God, that's so good. I got to figure out more about that.
Everybody in the comments, we cannot thank y'all enough for another amazing year. Y'all are what make this show possible. We couldn't do it without you, and we would probably run out of things to talk about if y'all weren't talking crap in the comments all the time.
Yes, go check out
Buxton Brewing Company if you are in Nederland or Beaumont. They've got
Beaumont.
two locations.
I've been a couple times.
Not a sponsor of the show, no free ads. But once again, we cannot.
If they want a sponsor, we'll start talking beer.
We'll be back in 2025.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you.
Yes.
Let's get the hell up out of here.
Get it.
My tongue get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you.